Twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Two friends, two minds, and one love for Arsenal Football Club. You are now listening to the Caught in Two Minds podcast.
Weaves his way through.
What a start for Arsenal. Three in a row, 2 in a row, dropping like a stone.
We haven't seen 3 in a row since the start of the season.
Finishing strong, things are looking good. Arteta in, people, not blaming it, not really saying
not
much.
Even trolling, not even.
They don't care. It's the players. They got to put those chances away, Anyway, Arsenal lose 1-0 to one of the bunkest teams in the league, and Southampton. And it just, same old from the jump, as far as energy, intensity, no desperation, no sense of urgency.
It's just, stats can fool you, with the possession and things like that. Like, we just lollygag with the ball, though. We're not, there's no chances. Nobody's like taking like real chances. Like,
we went back to the passing the ball slow from side to side.
Much slower, side to side.
Yeah.
He even hinted towards the fact that, it's been a long season and we're getting down, and
a lot of players look tired out there. He's right, but it's not their fault. They got to play every week.
Yeah.
I'm sure El Nini could have maybe, fill in for somebody in the middle of the pitch. Sambi looks like he's a little out of sorts. You weren't playing him all year. You played him early, then you stopped. And now, you're forced to throw him back in there. And, he looks like he's getting readjusted to everything, Again.
He has times, he has moments, and then he has other moments. You can
see
both ways and stuff. Like,
right. I was going to say you can see the potential.
Mm-hmm.
He just needs to, play, consistent, have consistent playing time, and he's just not getting that. Now he's getting it. He just looks out of sorts, really. Odegaard looks tired as hell. Dragon. Saka. And it goes back to your favorite thing of not your favorite thing, but your biggest critique of Arsenal this entire time you've been a fan has been, the lack of squad depth, the lack of having competent backups to fill in when needed. We always get to this point in the season where we're just,
always gets like this towards the end. And and my thing is, because so many people concentrate on the big names and, we got a chance at Osimhen or Nunez and those guys. Yes, we need them.
Right.
But there just has to be a concerted effort. And we need like a handful of like $4 million players that just, they're probably 28 years old. They've probably got, 8 years experience in the Bundesliga or something, and they can help our midfield just because they're experienced and they're stout and they understand the game, and
injuries are going to happen.
Yeah.
Especially for Arsenal. Injuries are going to happen because of the way because of our squad depth. Injuries are going to happen.
And I will say this too, is, it's always baffled me a little bit. No, not necessarily a chance to go play for Barcelona. I get it. A player, this is a dream of mine.
Right.
But if you realistically, I don't know, man. Is Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain happy he went to Liverpool? He's won some titles. Right, so I guess that's good. But it's basically his most important years in his career were pretty much wasted on the bench.
Right.
Right. Get in for 10% of the games in a season or something. Yeah, you're on a bigger side. You're in a club that's, going to call on you every once in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird that players,
choose to make that move
going into their prime would say like, yeah, I'm going to go there. I guess it's the confidence that they're going to go there
and Liverpool
and
hadn't
beat
even
out Suarez,
Liverpool
ex-striker for Barcelona.
right. I was going to say they hadn't even taken over their they haven't even really taken off yet, Liverpool, when Oxlade went there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So but no, I think you're right. We do need like Xhaka would be the perfect backup to a better midfielder than him. Like he would just be a perfect squad player. Xhaka, fill in, come in, do a job and get out of there when the starter comes back. And this isn't a knock on Xhaka. This is just, if he goes to any big club, that's probably what he'd be. He'd be a guy that's going to fill in, squad depth, the whole 9 yards. But he put Nuno back in. The psychological trauma he's putting this poor kid through, Arteta, and his man management is incredible. But again, did Nuno do anything incredible? Did he play bad? He played kind of the way he always plays. He just was out there.
To me, he penetrated a little bit more today, this last game. And I mean, it was times when I think he looked up and like he didn't see anybody to give it to. So he decided to put his head down and kind of penetrate and then try to find somebody. And I like that part of his game. Like, do that. That's fine.
But you can also see the wheels turning.
Yes.
You can also see him. Yes. Oh shit! Am I being too aggressive? Not just playing, but thinking. And that's because you got a coach on the sidelines constantly barking orders, telling everybody where to go and what to do and how to play. And I could just imagine how that would be. As a professional footballer, at some point, dude, you've implemented the game plan. We know the tactics. Let us go out here and play. Let us go out here and interpret it how we want to play. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But he's constantly up telling everybody what to do. And I saw that a lot too. Nuno will make
so much concentration on what do they call it? Keeping your shape.
Right.
Like that's very important to him. And I think that is an important part to trying to play one-touch passes. We got to get back to one-touch passing.
We're used to
because where your guy is because we're keeping our shape. I get that part.
Right.
But you should never, he should never be down playing. The next priority to me would be opportunities to break their shape have to be jumped on. Right. So when ESR makes that cut that's inside of their center back and their left back, you have to pass it to them. You have to just, even if the pass doesn't get through this time, this is how you keep a defense on their heels and continue to guess what you might be doing instead of predictably passing it sideways around the horn and trying to squeeze something incredible in.
We're extremely predictable from an attacking point of view with Arteta. Free flowing improvisation, all that Wenger shit. Nah, we get glimpses of it from here, here and there, but for the most part,
we had a roll.
We had a nice
for a little while where it was going good and things.
But I mean, that's another thing I don't. That's another thing I don't understand. Where does it go? And where does it go to the point where we're playing like we've been playing for the last 3 weeks? There's no middle ground there. We're either, doing our, playing the way we want to play, or we're just kind of out there just hoping, really.
Yeah.
Akita. Go ahead.
Well, the players, it's just, it gets back to Arteta again. To me, it's just, I have to believe that there's some type of instruction that's telling them to slow it down, to value possession and hold the ball. And, but we're not a threat. We're not threatening in any way because of this kind of slow play.
If you're not passing,
I think the team is too young. They're too young with too much energy to not want to try to do something spectacular and try. They want to do that.
If you're not passing the ball quicker, you're not going to break anybody down.
Yeah.
And we don't, if we're trying to, put crosses into the box, it's not out, come on, stop it. What did you think about Nkita? I didn't think,
I thought he was maybe one of the, I don't know. He was probably one of the top performers on the pitch yesterday. Mostly because of his hustle.
I didn't realize he was as quick as he was on a few of those runs. He's not. He's
got the acceleration also, huh?
He's got a little acceleration.
Jump on somebody.
He was all over the pitch. He was hustling.
To keep his coach happy, I noticed that he tracked all the way back to the other box a few times, like Lacazette does.
Right.
But my one note to myself about Nketiah at one point towards the second half was, there's been a few times that they put balls into the box that Nketiah was definitely there.
Right.
In comparison to where many times that's not Lacazette. He's not going to be there at the head of the penetration, he's going to be the guy kind of waiting for the back pass,
Right. And I did notice that too. He was there ready to pounce on a few occasions. Now, to be fair to the team, we could have easily had 2 or 3 goals. Their keeper was playing. He played his ass off. On Twitter, in comparison, Ramsdale has been taking a lot of heat lately. I didn't see, the goal. Ben White pissed me off on the goal because he falls down and acts like he's gonna, play hurt there, and he plays the guy on sides, and then he doesn't go after the guy who eventually scores, and he turns his back. Was it the near post? Was it Ramsdale's near post? I mean, I don't know. What did you think about Ramsdale's performance? Do you think he deserves some of the flack that he's getting on Twitter?
Go ahead. I'm going to speak to the Arsenal fans right now.
Yeah.
And this is why everybody says we're so damn neurotic.
Yeah.
He gave us stellar, world-class goalkeeping for 3 months.
Yeah, he saved us a lot of points.
Saved us points, got the team going, emotionally, got everybody really fired up.
Right.
So now he's the greatest keeper in the league, according to Arsenal fans,
Right.
Even though he's been letting goals in, he still hasn't got pounded.
No.
And there's time to time when you can't put the goal on him.
No.
when we have these defensive breakdowns at times.
Who's not going to score from there?
Exactly.
And who thinks the keeper's going to save that?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Oh wow, he's got to save that point blank shot. He's got to save that.
It's like our highs and lows on any player, coach, any point of the season is just out of control.
Right.
We could just be, sky's falling now, right? Because, oh my God, Ramsdale's fine.
Yeah,
I got no problems with Ramsdale.
He's better than Leno still.
And, like I said, if he was playing out over his head earlier in the season and coming back to normal means he gave up 1 goal. 1.
Right.
Just come on.
Point blank.
I'm not worried about that position at all.
No, I didn't. I mean, he's been, goals have been coming in, but it's the defense in front of him that's letting them down. Gabriel is becoming more and more spazzy. That could be because he's tired. Maybe he needs a break. He cut his hair down, so he's probably tripping. You know what I mean? He'll have his little afro. But all in all, we're just a mess right now. And there's no, do you think we can get anything from Chelsea on Wednesday? Anything based on the way we've been playing?
No.
And what about Saturday against Man U?
I don't know.
Maybe a point.
I don't know.
Maybe a point against Man U.
Everybody likes to hold me to predict. Come on, man. I don't want to predict these things. I don't know.
No, we're not going to get anything.
We shouldn't. Everything says we're not going to get points.
We're not gonna. I'll say it right now. We'll lose that game.
If Ramsdale's on his head, we got a chance to get points.
To get a point? Yeah.
To get a point, you know.
But I mean, how are we going to score? Is the question.
I guess the big question to me is if I don't know, I got a feeling Lacazette's not going to be ready anyway. But if he's ready, do you start Lacazette or you start Nketiah?
He'll start Laka.
He'll start Laka.
Just
because Nketiah didn't add up to any goals last game.
Just because he's stubborn. That's our captain. This is he's going to put him out there, and that's it. And to give the armband to Odegaard was kind of weird to me, but I don't care about that stuff. But that was weird. I would have gave it
weird. Arteta's a weirdo too, man. He tried to massage the little fan base like 3 days before he gave him the armband. Earlier in the week, they had a quote, and he was like, they were like, why during timeouts do you call Odegaard over so much? And he was like, it's because he's a very smart guy. He understands everything out there. And he communicates so well with everybody on that. I'm like, I don't know. I guess that's true. And then boom, 2 days later, they were like, he's going to wear the armband for Saturday. I'm telling you, man. Actually, I don't know if you caught that. I had a little back and forth, a good conversation with Balogun Gooner.
Okay.
We posted one of his. We did one of his things earlier in the year.
Okay, yeah.
Where we were just talking about. I was just like, I don't know, man, because we were talking about why is Cedric taking all these damn. He's taking every corner, every free kick.
Yeah, strange.
They had the short free kick, and him and Odegaard were standing next to it.
Strange.
And I'm like, okay, he's there again, but Odegaard's probably going to take this, right? And then Odegaard backed off the ball and just left him alone. But then I thought, okay, you're going to pass it back to Odegaard. It didn't look like anybody was guarding Odegaard. And I'm like, okay, he could swing one in from there. Okay. No. And I'm like, you know what? Arteta he's trolling the fan. He reads, like I've been saying, he reads the chatter. He knows what people are saying. So Nketiah starts. Well, that's right. We were stuck with that because of Laka being COVID and shit. But
I mean, that's what they say. That could just be, that could be some
Arsenal. You never know, right?
Secret shit too. You never know. Just like with the whole Tomiyasu calf injury, dude. Like, really? Like, what's going on? What happened? Where did it happen? What really happened?
So
what's
often.
The MRA? What is the MRI saying? Just what happened?
So often. It's just so weird.
What happened? It's a calf injury. I get it. But what happened?
It's like
he's in training. Here's some pictures of him.
I picture the boardroom like HBO Severance. Or no, not Severance. What's it called? With the family. The rich family that runs everything.
I forget. But I know what you're talking about. Great show.
It's just neurotic people all at the top, and they want to like keep everything. It has to be a secret, and
damn, I can't believe we don't remember the name of that show. Succession. Yeah.
But I pictured like Succession, man. I think it's just a bunch of people in there, and like they try to decide like they have to keep this under wraps. So like
analytics, what's this?
It's just
we got a coach for that. We got a set piece coach, and he's a specialist. And it's just like, dude.
I mean, people can defend a lot of different things that people might have an argument about, but I just need them to defend some of these things. Like, why is our contract negotiating so weird? Not necessarily worse than every other team around. I'm not saying that, but it's weird. We don't do moves. We say that we're going after one guy and
Awful
magically announce
sales.
another person. We
Awful
never
sales.
renew contracts on time, so then we get rid of them for nothing.
Awful sales. They should all be fired for giving Aubameyang to Barcelona. They should all be fired because we could have got a player in return. We could have got a loanee. We could have got anything because they wanted him. They needed him. They knew he was going to score goals for them, which is weird because he wasn't scoring goals for us. But somehow they just knew if we get him here and talk to him and let him dance, do his little giggling and shit, maybe he'll get on a roll and start scoring goals. Where, we got a tyrant, it's his way or the highway. But in today's world football, he better learn some man management. He better learn how to deal with these momos, these kids who are very emotional, who can't deal with shit. He's going to have to learn, or he's going to have a hard time. Just look at all the issues he's had with so many different players in his 2.5 years with Arsenal. Just look at it, and his fans will say, well, Ozil's an asshole. Aubameyang has had a history of this. Guendouzi's he's a wind-up merchant, which is my favorite term of all time. Saliba, he didn't want to leave France. There's so many. Nuno, just look what he did to Nuno. Took him out in the first half, sits him on the bench, doesn't play him for a long time. Oh shit, he needs to play him. Throws him back out there. Has kind of a howler, but compared to everybody else, not that big of a howler. Benches him,
Ice's Maitland-Niles for
Maitland-Niles.
Ice's Cedric last year. All of a sudden, putting in good shifts. All of a sudden, doesn't play for like 18 weeks.
And the Maitland,
18. That's not exaggerating. We didn't see him for like 4 months. All of a sudden,
the Maitland,
and no injuries. He'd be on the bench. He's there. Yeah. What's going on?
The Maitland-Niles is huge because he completely leaned on him. He depended on him during that first little run when he got the FA Cup. He was playing week in and week out all over the pitch. You
Different
need me
places.
at left back, you leave me at right back, you need me in the middle of the pitch. I'm here for you, coach.
End of the game, switch him out to the wing. He play everywhere.
Completely ices him out, then loans him out to Roma when we got a thin squad. He can play several positions. You're so right. Reese.
Willox
Willock. Yeah.
Willock.
Never fully got a chance. But at least you sold him and got some money. I'll give you that. But
I tell you what, of all of them to me too, I mean, Reese kind of bugs me. I'm convinced Reese can play.
Me too.
I think Reese can play. It's just, hey,
no opportunity.
Another one of these guys like Nketiah just never got a run. Never really got a run.
Every time Pepe goes and plays for Ivory Coast, he scores a goal. I mean, it just makes you look. You just look stupid at this point. You really do.
Well, I mean, to me, it's just
Soccer's
the
tired.
stubbornness. To me, is what's stupid about it is that I don't see any we don't see a whole lot of okay, well, I'm going to try this then. All right, or you know what? It's been going so bad. I'm going to go ahead and with Bellerin, I'm going to go ahead and play Maitland-Niles for 4 games. Right. 4 games. I want to see what he does it right back. Maybe he produced. You don't see that. He just keeps going back to the guys he trusts.
Right. But they're tired. They're exhausted.
Yeah.
I saw Odegaard running out, and he's usually a guy with a lot of energy, and he's not the most athletic dude, but he looked tired. Saka looks beat up. Yeah. People laughed at me when I said Pepe down the middle as a striker. At least he scores goals, Yeah. Plus, that'll get him out of the way of all his dumb shit he does out wide, with the ball and drawing people, trying to take on 3 people. He wouldn't be able to do that. And he could just focus on shooting. But anything to get a spark, and sometimes that's what you need. And one last thing, that's my biggest thing, is I'm cool with Arteta being our coach. I don't care. He's my coach. Cool. He's got all these ideas. He's buttoned up. He's a general. He's a discipline, all that shit. I get it. That's fine. but he doesn't have a track record. And the people that are kissing his ass and he's this and he's going to be great, he doesn't have a track record. We have to wait and see. And this is what we're seeing.
Yeah.
That's all I've been saying.
Yeah. If I could ride the middle on that discussion anywhere, I would just say like anybody that's convinced he is the right guy, I ask you, how can you be convinced?
Right. He's never been a manager.
He could be. Maybe he is. I don't know how long. Maybe it takes a few years, for him to really settle in and understand what he needs to do, blah, 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 But, I mean, I can't be convinced he's the guy.
Right. And to go along with that, I'm fine with all that. I'm fine giving this guy 5 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just to see. I'm fine with all that.
Yeah.
But to blindly just think, okay, this guy is our guy. No, we got to see it.
Yeah.
And when he makes a mistake, we got to be able to critique him on it as fans, or else what are we doing?
Yeah.
And
like you said, I mean, I can go the 5 years. I don't care. And I mean, as long as
we're improving,
I don't talk about his intentions are wrong. Like, I mean, it's just weird. I think both of us sit on the same thing. He doesn't have experience. He does not have experience, and especially to say, I mean, not even as a manager.
No.
But a manager in the Premier League?
For a team like Arsenal.
It's asking a lot. It's asking a lot for a major team.
A team like Arsenal to be your first job. And, of course, there's gonna be peaks and valleys. And I guess my whole thing is just the all out, don't even question anything he does. He's got this. And that's fine and dandy. But it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it. So we're gonna end up. We got Chelsea on Wednesday, Man U on Saturday, and we'll end it with this. Do we get this is silly. I don't even need to
stop asking.
I don't even need to ask it. It's over, right?
I tell you what.
We're 3 points. We're in 6th.
I mean, it's a game in hand with Todd. I mean,
if we beat Man U and Tottenham, we got a chance.
Well, and I mean, like Tottenham did on Saturday, dude. They don't, they're not convincingly just going to go out and beat everybody they play. They looked great 2 games ago. Yeah. I watched them in that last game, man. They kind of got handled most of the game, and then they gave up the goal.
I don't think we can, but
I mean, Wednesday would be a miracle, but even if Wednesday doesn't happen,
if we get a draw, then we have a chance.
We're still 3. We're 3 back from Tottenham. If we walk into North London Derby 3 points back.
Well, no, we still got that game in hand. So if we draw, if we can get a point against Chelsea, we'd be 2 points.
And
off
that would even put us in even a better spot, yeah.
And we'd be 5th. And then if we can get a point against Man U on Saturday.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see. I don't think we will. And it's because we gambled, we rolled the dice with our squad, and we crapped out. We went on a nice run. We blew our wad too early.
Yeah.
And he should have brought in a striker. He should have did something. Maybe kept Balogun. Maybe kept Maitland-Niles. Don't loan these people out.
Yeah.
And then maybe we would have been able to weather this storm. But team looks tired.
Yeah.
The fixtures are piling up. It's
yeah.
This will really see.
Like I said, my deeper view is maybe this is playing out the way.
Oh well, yeah.
Not that they hoped, but an option that they knew might be a possibility.
Right.
Like, hey, we're going to be running so thin for the second half of the season.
We're probably not
lose key players. We might have some problems.
We're probably not going to get 4th, but we got a young team. If you can keep us in the Europa League, they can get that experience next year.
Yeah.
And then, maybe we'll cut some checks and bring in some bigger players, and who knows. So,
yeah.
I know you said that a couple weeks ago, and I'm starting to kind of see you might be right. I don't think 4th was the ultimate goal. It was nice that it was a possibility,
Mhm.
but I don't think that's where they had all their chips. So
Yeah, to be honest, the team's never going to just come out and tell the fans exactly
right,
what's going on. So yeah, they want to sell it as, "Hey, we're going for it. We got it.
right,
We got what we need." But
yeah.
yeah,
Anyway,
hey,
that's
hey,
gonna do it for today. Get over on YouTube, Caught in Two Minds, subscribe, like, do the whole 9 yards. You know what time it is. Thanks for the support. I'm at E. Marshall. That's at Guna Rush. And peace.
peace.
Twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Thank you for tuning in to Caught in Two Minds. Please head on over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review. All feedback is much appreciated. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at CITM Podcasts, at Guna Rush, and at E. Marshall Comedy. The music of this podcast is brought to you by Statics. If you like what you hear, please head on over to staticsmusic.com and be sure to follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Statics Music. That's STATX Music. Peace. Hey, 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 hey.